We are here for Introduction to a Whole Foods Lifestyle. A whole foods lifestyle can add many years to your life. Our agenda, we're going to define what a whole food lifestyle is. We're going to go over toxins and poisons. Why should we eat organic? We'll talk about what do we eat, and we'll talk about the effect that eating healthy or not eating healthy has on our body. Changing your lifestyle for the better. You got to be committed, folks. All right, commitment is one of the biggest things, right? You got to be committed. I'm going to tell you a story. For me, it was all about commitment. It was all about being obsessed. So being committed and then becoming obsessed. I had to commit to it. There was no way I was going to live my life the way that I was 11 years ago. It wasn't going to have it that way. There was no way. I wanted a better life for me. I wanted a better life for my family, and I committed myself to getting healthy and becoming a happier person, reducing the stress in my life. For some of those things, it meant cutting things out of my life. It meant cutting things out that at one point I enjoyed. But all of those things that I at one point enjoyed that I cut out because I was committed to being successful going forward, I don't miss them anymore. I don't miss the people that were negative in my life, and I do not miss at all the things that I used to do, like sitting on the couch and watching TV all the time, watching football games on Sunday. My entire Sunday would be nothing but watching football. I can't imagine the amount of time that I wasted watching other people perform their jobs. It was crazy. Watching just brain wasting stuff on TV. You got to be committed to getting healthy. You got to give up the things that are preventing you from being healthy. You got to be obsessed. It takes 21 days for your body's chemistry to change. So when we make a change to our bodies, it takes 21 days for our chemistry to begin to change. Okay? There's some science behind that. Our atoms in our body turn over in 21 days. So it takes 21 days to actually start changing the chemistry of your body. So anything that you do for just a couple days, you're not going to see much of a difference. After a week, after 2 weeks, you're going to really start feeling better. After 21 days, you're going to start feeling a lot better, and that's going to continue as you get healthy. If you have a lot of weight to lose, you're not going to feel like running a marathon 21 days in, but your body chemistry is going to start feeling better. You're going to start getting healthier. You're going to start seeing improvements in your skin, improvements in your attitude. Okay? This is a lifestyle change. Remember that. You got to stick with it for life. This cannot be, again, it's all about commitment. This cannot be, hey, we're just going to do this for 21 days and see what happens. This has got to be a lifestyle change. You've got to commit to doing this for life, to having a better life for you and your family. The first 90 days are going to be the hardest, folks, because we're building that lifestyle. We're adapting to that lifestyle. Those first 90 days are going to be tough. I am not going to lie to you. Watch this training. Watch it over and over again. Sign up for our gold program. Sign up for our platinum program. Get that extra coaching and support. We will eventually have some health coaches that you'll be able to hire off of our website as well. There will be probably come around June, July timeframe. I will have a health coaching package for myself if you want to engage with me. There will be you've got the support. There's going to be the community. You've got the community that's on our website that you can go to share stories with other people that are going through this exact same journey or that have gone through this journey. Got to keep the big picture in focus. I know a lot of you are here because you want to lose weight, so that's why we go to it. The biggest side effect is you're going to lose weight of changing your lifestyle. It's hard to lose more than a pound a week, but if you lose 1 pound a week, that's 52 pounds in a year. Okay, folks? So changes. Let's talk about some changes you should have already made. You should have already watched our What is an Optimal Life, that introductory course. If you did, one of those changes, one of those things was to introduce yourself, make a friend with someone that already leads a healthy lifestyle. Hopefully you did that. Think about that. I want you to write down right now on a pad of paper who that friend is. I also want you to write down how often you're going to contact them. Don't be a stalker, obviously, but how often are you going to contact them? And what value do you bring to them? Okay, what value do you bring to them as a friend? I'll tell you one value you bring. Almost everyone that leads a healthy lifestyle wants to help other people. Okay? They really do. And you're giving them someone to help. I want to help other people. That's why I've created this course for you. So please, make sure you're doing these action items that we give you in each course. To change, you've got to change, folks. It's like a preacher here. You get to change, you've got to change. From Grant Cardone, one of my mentors. I don't personally know the guy. I have tons of mentors that I do not personally know. Grant Cardone, Damon John, Robert Kiyosaki, the guys from Bigger Pockets. Tons of mentors that I don't know. I also have lots of mentors that I do know. Okay? You don't have to personally know your mentor to follow them these days and learn from them. So what are whole foods? First of all, the definition of a whole food does not mean that it needs to be organically grown. However, for the purposes of our lifestyle change, it is super important that they are organically grown. I know everyone's right now that hasn't been buying organic. Wow, I go to the grocery store. It's so expensive to buy organic. That's why I don't do it. It's so much more money to buy organic. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, you're being lied to. Okay? You're looking at a price tag. You're looking at a price tag and you're thinking that organic produce costs more than that non-organic produce. Or I don't care what it is. Those organic chips cost more than the non-organic chips. Not that we should be eating chips, right? You're being lied to, folks. You're looking at the wrong metrics. You're looking at price and you're looking at macronutrients. How many calories am I getting for what price? You're looking at it wrong. We're going to go over that here really shortly. I'm going to do a couple math exercise for you about an apple. You're going to love it. And it should, if it doesn't, it should slap you upside the head and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I was thinking about this the other way. Organically grown vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, legumes, water, herbal teas. Water is hugely important, everyone. Water is extremely important. We need to make sure we're getting enough water. All right? What are not whole foods? Processed foods are not whole foods. If it comes in a box, it's probably not a whole food unless it's something like a base food like rice or something like that that's coming in a box. Okay? If it has more than one ingredient, it's not a whole food. Now, you can combine whole foods to get a whole food. You can get bars, nutrition bars that are whole food bars that are minimally processed because all they've done is put the whole foods together. They haven't cooked them and baked them and done all kinds of crazy stuff. Fried foods are not whole foods. I don't care if you take a pasture-raised chicken and you fry it, you just made it not a whole food. Okay? Fast food is never a whole food. All right? And I'm not talking about healthy fast food because there are some healthy fast food restaurants out there now that create, it's not fast food, but it's quicker food that do have whole organic ingredients, and you can get an organic grass-fed burger, for example. Alcohol is not a whole food. Soda is not a whole food. Conventionally grown, any of those other things that were on the last slide, okay? None of these are whole foods. If you eat any of these, you are setting yourself back in your health journey. Remember, everything we put in our body is either feeding our disease or curing our disease. A whole foods lifestyle is having a healthy top of mind in your daily life. So you want to have health top of mind, folks. It should be at the very top. It's time to go to lunch and everyone at work wants you to go to lunch with them. Hey guys, let's go somewhere healthy. Or, sorry, you guys are going to the barbecue place. I can't go today. I brought myself a salad, whatever that is. Or I'm going to go over to the Whole Foods and I'm going to eat in their food court. Okay, you got to keep health top of mind from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed. Keep health top of mind. You have to lead an active life. All right, that's my beautiful wife doing yoga there on the right, by the way. Eating clean, organic, whole foods. So, again, eat clean, organic, whole foods. Having more mental clarity. Living disease-free in most cases, in other cases with less disease, right? If you've ignored your health, if you're in your 60s, your 70s, and you've ignored your health your entire life, changing over to a whole foods lifestyle is going to help you. It's going to help you a lot. However, you may not be able to get rid of every single disease you have, okay? But you'll reduce the symptoms and you might get rid of some of them. Looking younger and feeling younger. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to have better relationships because you are going to feel better, folks. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to have more confidence. It's going to lead you to be a better human being and have better relationships with people. You're going to have the highest levels of energy you thought you've ever had in your life. You're going to feel like a kid again. All right, I have more energy than my children sometimes. I'll tell you right now, my 13-year-old, and I know he's growing a lot, he's tired all the time. Now, he eats a super healthy diet, but sometimes I have more energy than that kid does. I never have more energy, honestly, than my 10-year-old, though. He's bouncing off the walls. Setting an example for the next generation. Hey, I feel so good every day that I'm setting the example for my children to follow. I'm not putting fried food in my mouth. I'm not eating at McDonald's or Burger King. I'm not consuming crappy foods, and my kids have benefited from that, and they're following suit. And then after all of these, you get to be a better contributing member to society. Folks, the foods you are eating are poison, okay? If you're not eating whole organic foods, you're eating poison. In 1958, there was a food additives amendment that excludes food additives from FDA review. If you think the FDA has your safety in mind, you are being lied to. The FDA is in collusion with the food and drug companies. They are funded with tax dollars from the food and drug companies. There cannot be anything but a conflict of interest when that happens. Their lobbyists win with the FDA. All right, folks, there are laundry lists of things the FDA has approved that cause cancer and cause disease. All right. At the time that the Food Additives Amendment was passed in the 50s, there were very few food additives in our food supply. Okay, very few. Things like oil and vinegar were considered food additives. So they thought, hey, as long as a food additive is generally thought of as being gras, which means safe, then food companies, you don't need to come to us for review. Well, here's the problem. Here's the loophole. They leave it to the food company to decide what is generally safe. As a result, we have over 5,000 chemicals the FDA has not required, that are not required to be on the ingredients list, period. They don't even have to be on your ingredients. There's 5,000 chemicals, folks, that unless there's an organic, USDA stamped organic label on a box or a can or whatever, it does not have to be on the ingredients list. Those range from carcinogens to petroleum products to the chemical that makes yoga mats soft and bread, the chemicals that make your silly putty soft. It's insane how many chemicals are in our food supply. The FDA has knowingly not even reviewed over 3,000 chemicals that are currently used in our food. These chemicals are dangerous, and most of them have been outlawed in other countries, to include Europe. In Europe, you actually have to put a warning label on any food that contains food dyes. The warning label states something to the effect that consuming the product can cause inactivity and obesity in children. So you know what they did? The food companies quit putting those ingredients. They found alternatives. They put more natural, more organic ingredients in their food in Europe so they don't have to put those labels on their food. But here, we don't require either. So they just keep saving themselves money and taking more of your money and giving you sickness, disease, and early death. All right, so it's important to understand the difference between macro, micro, and phytonutrients. Macronutrients, these are the things that people typically think of when they are looking at the food labels. Okay? Macronutrients are the main ingredients that we eat, right? They're your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. Most foods contain a mixture of different macronutrients. Micronutrients are much different, guys. Micronutrients are made up of enzymes, hormones, vitamins, minerals, the things that give us the real energy and life inside of our bodies. Okay, so these are the things that make us, for the most part, healthy, keep our bodies in balance, keep our chemistry and our hormones in balance. These are the micronutrients. Okay, these are the things that die in processed foods. I'm going to skip back. When you eat a processed food, this is all you're getting. You're only getting macronutrients. Everything else is dead. When we talk about micronutrients here, phytonutrients, the rest is dead. You're not getting it. So when you look at something and you say, oh, the organic is more expensive, well, yeah, if you're looking at the price. But if you're actually buying for nutritional value, if you're going for price by nutritional value, that organic food's a heck of a lot cheaper than the conventional food, because this is all dead and it's not going to help you. You're not getting this. Now, what they have done is they've fortified some of the foods and added some vitamins back in. But your body doesn't absorb those vitamins the same way because these are dead. The phytochemicals, the phytonutrients are dead. So, in order for your body to properly absorb all of the micronutrients and properly use them, it's not just about the vitamins. It's about the things that attach the phytochemicals that attach to help your body digest these. Now, phytochemicals, these are the things that protect plants. They protect the plants from fungi, bugs, and predator pests. There's between 60,000 and 100,000 phytonutrients. We don't know them all. This is a relatively new area of science, right? These are health-promoting chemicals that happen naturally in food, okay? The reason why there's so much hype around phytonutrients these days is because science now knows that these are the things that help us keep us from getting sick. Phytonutrients and micronutrients are the things that keep our cell walls strong. If you're not getting phytonutrients and micronutrients, you are much more susceptible to things like cancer and Western disease. Cancer attacks the cell walls and makes the cell cancer. It makes the cell cancerous. If you have strong cell walls, cancer can't invade and get a foothold in your body. But when your cell walls are not strong, when your myelin is frayed, then you end up with this weakening that allows the cancer just to march right in. This is an apple. This is a list of a few thousand of the phytonutrients that are found in an apple. Okay? It's insane. You don't get this from buying vitamins, guys. Vitamins do not have phytonutrients in them. They're just the micronutrients. So that's why, they say, hey, you can only take so many vitamins because it's not going to, your body can only process so much. Well, that's true. It's because you're missing a lot of the phytonutrients that help things bond. And the phytonutrients truly do help you fight off disease. It's true, an apple a day can keep the doctor away. So can some grapes or some oranges a day. But you got to be eating the organic stuff, okay? This is why organic's so important. Pesticides cannot simply be washed off. The pesticides have killed your fruit. They've killed your vegetables, okay? A pesticide is an antibiotic, all right? It kills bioorganisms. It's killing all the good bacteria and the phytonutrients inside your food. The worst of these pesticides is Roundup or glyphosate. This is a list of all of the diseases that it's been linked to. And it has now been proven in court with science that it causes non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There was a case won about a year ago, and now there's thousands upon thousands of cases. There's class action lawsuits. You probably have seen the TV commercials, right? People are going after Monsanto because Monsanto has been poisoning us. Monsanto is, I really truly think 10, 15, 20 years from now, Monsanto is going to be looked at in the same way that the Nazi regime is looked at now. They have killed way more people than the Nazis did. They are killing us every day, and it's a silent killer. We don't know about it. Most people don't know about it. They're lying to everyone. You got to stop eating poison, folks. An apple is not an apple, okay? So let's talk about money, right? Let's talk about the biggest reason why I hear people say, I can't afford to eat organic. And here's the argument that I tell them all the time. Now, I just looked these prices up right before I put this PowerPoint together, all right? A Vaughn's Fuji apple, conventional apple, $1.15 per pound. At Whole Foods, the organic Fuji apple is $1.52 per pound. Oh yeah, I can't afford, that ends up being $3, $4 more when I buy a whole bag of them. Well, okay, all right. Both of these apples have 80 to 100 calories depending on their size. Here are the benefits of the organic apple. It has not been sprayed with poisons. It tastes better. I'll tell you right now. I was at a hotel, and the morning breakfast. My son, when he was about 11 years old, decided he wanted to grab an apple real quick on the way out the door, and I didn't see him grab it, but I saw him bite into it. And I'm like, and I kind of watched him. He took a bite of this Granny Smith apple, and immediately had that reaction, like, "Oh my God, what am I eating?" Spit it out. I thought maybe he had a worm or something. I go, "What's wrong?" He goes, "This doesn't taste like an apple, Dad. It has no taste. It tastes wrong." It's because his brain has not lost the ability to know when he's eating poison. He was eating a poison apple, folks. But because he's always ate an organic Whole Foods diet, his brain knew it right away. And your brains will. Once you move away, you'll never want to drink a soda or a conventional apple again. You're going to be like, wow, why would I ever have ate that? It tastes horrible, right? This is why people don't eat fruit a lot of times, because it doesn't taste good if you're eating regular fruit. Anyway, back to the point here. It tastes better, so you're more likely to eat it. It has about 80% more nutrients. Okay? 80% more nutrients. So, if we're buying an apple for its nutritional value, not its pure calories, the conventional apple should really only cost 30 cents a pound when compared to the organic one. And this makes the organic apple about $1.22 a pound cheaper than the conventional apple. If you do the math, the organic apple, when we compare nutritional value, that 80% more nutrients, it's $1.22 cheaper than the conventional apple. Quit eating poison, folks. If you have a choice between being hungry and eating conventional produce, please be hungry. That's what I do. I always try to make sure I have some organic bars, some fruit in the car, something for the kids, something for me, just in case we get hungry, because we're just not going to eat. It's that cut and dry. I forgot some snacks today. We had a soccer game today. I forgot some snacks for after the game. We had an hour and a half drive home. I could have stopped probably somewhere and found something. But you know what? Why? We have stuff at home. We have our organic food at home. We just waited till we got home. We were all hungry. We had a great lunch. Again, folks, this is what you're eating. It's a poison apple. All right? Don't be like Snow White. Don't make the mistake. All you're doing if you're eating this conventional produce is you're burning money. You are buying disease for yourself. You're burning your money. What does my family eat? The only food that we eat in really high quantities, like any one food, would be leafy greens. We eat a ton of leafy greens, kale, chard, collards. I grow it in my garden. Every so often, I'm not having such a good yield, so we'll get it, at the Whole Foods store. Fruits are our main snacks. Carbohydrates, we try to stick with quinoa, brown rice, sweet potato squashes, sprouted whole wheat breads and pastas, and we do those fairly limited. The kids eat a lot more of that than my wife and I. I try to stay away from gluten as much as possible. Personal choice. I'm not saying you have to stay away from gluten, but it is something to try to eliminate if you're having stomach problems, to see what the result is. Nuts and legumes, we eat soy in very limited quality. I have at least a handful of nuts of some variety every day. I love pistachios, cashews, macadamia nuts. But again, it's another thing you have to get organic. And then for snacks on the road, we like these minimally processed organic food bars and snacks. Go Macro and Go Raw. They're the cleanest ones that I've been able to find on the market. There's a bunch of other ones. There's some newer ones out there. I just haven't had a chance to investigate them all. What's the effects that food consumption has on the body? So, what do you want to look like at 40 years old, folks? All right? This poor little lady, 40 years old. No, really, she's probably a lot older than 40. But you guys get the point, right? My wife and I are both over 40. She looks like she's 25. All right? She has ate a clean diet her entire life, though. Her entire adult life, at least. From her teenage years to her adult life, she's chose to eat a clean, healthy diet. I mean, the woman can't put on weight. It's just her body metabolism is built in a way because she's ate that way her whole life. All right, it's not a genes thing so much as it is a conscious decision choice. Okay, I'm 45 now, right? And I get all the time, other than the kind of laugh lines you see there, I get people all the time saying thinking I'm in my mid to late 30s. All right. You can look 40 or you can look 40. You can look 50 or you can look 50. If you eat healthier, your skin's going to look better. You're going to have less wrinkles. You're going to have less blotches on your face. You're not going to have eczema, rosacea. If you have, that's going to get better or go away. Eating healthy has benefits other than just losing weight, having more energy. You look better. You feel better. Okay, folks, now that we went through that, I want to be able to really drive home this concept that organic actually is cheaper than conventional produce. Here's how we're going to do it. Okay, so this time we're going to use something that there's a little bit more of a cost gap on, right? You know, a little less than just a few pennies. So let's take a look at grapes. I can spell. So grapes. We're going to take a look at grapes, right? So grapes are, let's just say, conventionally about 99 cents a pound, right? For the case of this, we're just going to say $1, okay? So that, because I'm not that great at math. And then if we go to get the organic grapes, they're sometimes about, $1.99 a pound. So we're going to lose $2, all right? This is really simple. All right, so if these have 20% of the nutrients that these have, okay, so these have 100% nutrients, right? These have 20%, 80% less. Does everyone agree? I hope so. Okay, so we take then this $1, right? We take this $1 and we say, okay, that's what we're paying for a conventional. We take this $2, that's what we're paying for our organic. All right? Now, we're going to say, okay, if I was only getting 20% of the nutrients, if I was only paying for 20% of the nutrients out of this $2, what would it cost? So we take $2 and we multiply times 0.20. Does that make sense? Okay, so we take $2 times 0.20 is going to give us 40 cents. Right? All right, so that's then establishing the cost of what we should be paying for our conventional produce, right? So this should really only be 40 cents if we're paying at the same ratio of nutrients. All right, so now, if that should only be 40 cents, okay, but it's $1, we're overpaying by 60 cents. So can everyone agree that 20% is 1/5 of 100%, right? So if we've got 40 cents here, right, that was, all right, we're going to take that 40 cents and we're going to multiply it times 5, which is going to give us $2. So in this case, even on one of the fruits that has the biggest gap in price between organic and conventional, we come out break even on the amount of nutrients that we get. But wait, that's not all, folks. What about all those extra pesticides, right? The pesticides, the lack of flavor. What about all those wonderful benefits that I get from eating crappy irradiated, pesticide-laden foods? Anyway, so you guys get the point. It's cheaper to eat organic. Eat organic. Your body will love you for it. Quit filling yourself with toxin. Quit filling your fat cells with toxins. It's just making you fatter. That's all. It's just making you fatter, making you unhealthy. All right? It's messing up your skin. It's messing up your brain. It's messing up everything. Stop. Eat organic. If I had the choice to not eat anything or eat conventional produce, I'm hungry. It's that simple. All right? On to the next portion of the class. You guys are going to love learning about your body and how you can you have your own pharmacy in your body. It's really amazing stuff. The science is amazing. Off to the next part of the course, folks. We want to make our health a hobby. Most of you, if you're taking this class and you probably haven't made your health a hobby. Some of you might be taking it because you're just interested in maybe helping somebody else and having a course that you can give to your family members. And I highly recommend that. If you've lived a healthy lifestyle, I hope you still learn something from this course, but you already know you've made your health a hobby, right? People have all kinds of hobbies, all right? The majority of America's main hobby, folks, is sitting on the couch watching Netflix or watching TV. That is not a healthy hobby. Try to get rid of the non-healthy hobbies. I'm not saying never watch TV. I enjoy watching a movie here and there. I enjoy binge watching a show with my wife over the course of a couple weeks. Okay? But we won't watch more than an hour or so a day usually. All right? It's no different. I have video game rules on my kids, right? No more than an hour a day, right? So if we make our health a hobby, all right, our bodies are going to make their own medicine, which is going to help us reduce inflammation. I want you to practice traffic light eating, which you're not going to learn about in this course. You're going to learn about in our lean course, which you can get in our gold or our platinum program. And then you want to partner with your physician and you want to implement a moving plan. All right. Work with your physician on that moving plan, especially if you're severely out of shape or you have health conditions. But if you're here for prevention, you still want to talk to your doctor. But you want to implement a moving plan. Again, it could just be walking to the mailbox, folks, and then going a little further and a little further and a little further. If you can't use your legs, maybe a hand bike or something. Something in the swimming pool. There's all kinds of different things we can do to implement a moving plan. Hey, news alert, flash alert here. There's a medical breakthrough, guys. Your body creates its own medicine. All right? One of the key things to know as you make your health your hobby is knowing the Nobel Prize winning discovery that your body makes its own medicine. Your body is actually a giant walking pharmacy, and it can make most of the medicines it will need as you age. Unlike the medicines you buy with a prescription at your local pharmacy, the medicines you make inside your body's pharmacy are custom made just for you. They're dispensed at the right time, at the right dose, without harmful side effects. And guess what, guys? They're free. All right? You got to eat anyway. Eat healthy foods so you create your own medicine. Where do you think the pharmacy is in your body? In order to answer this question, we will need to learn a little bit more about the body and the endocrine system. The endocrine system is made up of many important glands, including the thyroid, the endothelium, and the pancreas, as well as the adrenal glands. Which of these do you think is the largest part of the endocrine system in your body? So you got the thyroid, the endothelium, the pancreas, the adrenal glands. Well, if you guessed the endothelium, you are correct. The endothelium. So what is this all about? The endothelium is the lining of your blood vessels and is about one cell layer thick. If you were to open up all the blood vessels in the human body and lay them out flat, they would occupy a surface area larger than several tennis courts. The endothelium contains millions of microscopic medicine bottles that supply the body with a variety of medicines. The endothelium is your personal internal medicine pharmacy, and it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A quote from Dr. Bill Sears is, if you have ever wondered where the fountain of youth is, it's inside your blood vessels in the endothelium. The first steps to making health your hobby is to open your internal pharmacy. Your internal pharmacy is open when you have a healthy endothelium that releases chemical messengers called nitric oxide, which prompts the body to make its own medicines. The two most important things that you can do to help your body make its own medicine is to eat foods that help reduce inflammation and to exercise. This picture shows what is going on in someone who moves more and eats more fruits and vegetables and seafood. When your internal pharmacy is open, the blood flows freely, which keeps the medicine bottles open. This allows the endothelium to dispense the right medicines at the right time and in the right doses. The artery is also wide open. This pharmacy stays open long hours, resulting in longer and healthier life. As we get older, if we've been eating the stuff on the right, folks, your arteries get clogged. The endothelium gets covered up with plaque and it cannot work properly. So we got to eat the healthy foods. Our healthy foods will, if we've got a ton of plaque in our blood vessels, eating healthy will start to clear that stuff out, guys. So keep in mind, all of heart disease is for the most part reversible. All right. A lot of Western diseases are reversible by getting your body healthy through eating healthy food. But we got to start putting good fuel in our body. On the right is the blood vessels of someone who sits too much and eats too much of the wrong foods. His pharmacy's closed. He probably gets sick several times a year, doesn't feel as well, right? The blood cells stick together and form clots. The sticky stuff from processed foods accumulate on the top of the medicine bottles in the endothelium, so they can't open. The artery is also narrow, and as a result, both health span and lifespan will be shortened. Nitric oxide. When nitric oxide is released by the endothelium, it promotes a healthy cardiovascular system by dilating the arteries, which increases blood flow and nutrients to organs. When the arteries are dilated, this also optimizes blood pressure so that the heart doesn't have to work so hard, which increases our lifespan. Some of the medicines your body makes help lower the highs, such as high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and raise the lows, such as antidepressants and pain relievers. There are also medicines your body makes that reduce inflammation and regulates blood clotting and blood flow. Disease and inflammation. Recent research from well-known sources such as Harvard School of Public Health have found that many illnesses are directly related to inflammation in the body, including heart disease and stroke, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and even stomach or intestinal problems. Like I've said in the first course, Western disease is a disease of inflammation. Okay, so when we look at all of these different diseases, all right, they are all caused by inflammation, and it's all because of the food we're eating. What is inflammation? Well, a lot of people might not know exactly what inflammation really is, but it's really the immune system in your body is on fire. Flames flare up throughout the body, disabling joints, causing heart disease, stomach pain, and much more. Inflammation causes itis, illness. Any medical term that has itis at the end is a type of inflammatory disease, like arthritis, painful joints, carditis, heart disease, gastritis, pain in the gut. These are some of the most common illnesses associated with aging, yet they are the most preventable. The primary cause of inflammation is poor diet. It is primary by like 90-some%. Okay, folks? It's the biggest cause of inflammation. Yeah, you could have had to have surgery for something. You could have been in a car accident or something, and you're going to have inflammation. But inflammation in your body and your internal organs is going to be caused mostly by a poor diet. The body's immune system doesn't recognize the sticky stuff that you're eating, so it tries to get rid of it by fighting it. This causes inflammation. When your body's trying to get rid of something, it builds inflammation around it. No different like if you break your arm, your body is going to it's going to fire things off and put inflammation around it to try to heal that. It's going to protect it. Well, what's happening is you're getting all these foreign substances in your body, and your body just wants to fight them off. It wants to get rid of them. So this is where inflammation ends up, and it causes pain. This gentleman has inflammation all over his body. He's got poor memory, headaches, dental cavities, poor hygiene, shortness of breath, gallstones, sore hips. I mean, you look at he's got all kinds of issues. All right? Is that you? That's the real question. Just eat real food. The best way to reduce inflammation is to eat real food. Eat those whole organic foods, folks. All right? There is a profession called food scientists. Okay, food scientists create food-like substances for food companies. All their whole job is to create different chemicals to make you more addicted to their food and to cheapen the cost of the food that's being produced. No food should ever be created by a food scientist. They should be created by farmers, hunters, fishermen. Okay, that's where food comes from. It doesn't come from a laboratory. If you're eating food that has chemicals in it, it's not really food. It's toxins. It's poisons. How much money do you want to spend for poison to ingest your own poison? So every penny you spend at the grocery store buying something that's not organic and whole, you're just buying poison. You're just throwing money away. You're burning money and you're killing yourself. You're killing the people that you feed the food to. Stop. Start eating healthy. Vote with your wallet. If all of us start eating organic whole foods, the price will come down too. That's the great thing. The price has come down a lot since I started this 11 years ago. Okay, because more people are eating it. No food chemistry. Make sure it's grown on a farm or it swam in the ocean. Anti-inflammatory foods. The easiest way to remember the key anti-inflammatory foods that will help keep you young are the 4 S's: salad, smooths, spices, and seafood. Salads and smoothies are natural anti-inflammatories because they are from plants. The antioxidants found in fruits and vegetables gives them their rich color and makes them anti-inflammatory. Antioxidants are basically anti-sticky stuff or natural medicines. The National Cancer Society says that we should eat 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Spices contain high levels of antioxidants and immune-boosting nutrients. Seafood, especially cold water fish, contain omega-3 oils, which are most helpful in anti-inflammatory nutrients you can eat. If most of your diet consists of these anti-inflammatory foods, you will lower your risk of inflammation and you'll lower your symptoms of any disease that you have. You'll reduce your risk of contracting Western disease by leaps and bounds. Here's the thing, folks. Let's talk about smoothies for just 1 second. We're not talking about Jamba Juice here, okay? We're talking about whole organic smoothies, not ones with milk dumped in them, okay? Real smoothies, all right? Ones that my biggest recommendation, go to Costco, buy their organic frozen fruit, make smoothies with that. It's delicious, all right? Throw a banana in there, something, makes it a little more creamy. I use organic almond milk or coconut water. Just be careful that you're not getting on the ingredients on both those items. Make sure the coconut water is just coconut water and that it was came from clean sources. So salads, spices. Spices are great. If you're eating spicy food, it's awesome, but make sure you're buying organic spices, folks. And really, organic spices are not that much more expensive than the non-organic stuff. Smoothies we talked about, and seafood. No Frankenfish here. No farm-raised stuff. All right? Make sure your salmon is red, not orange. Okay? That's the 4 S's. Healthy fats reduce inflammation. All right? So, healthy fats have the omega-3 fatty acids, right? When some things that have healthy fats are obviously salmon. You've all heard that. Olive oils, nuts, walnuts are great. Avocados are great. Some things that are a little less common you might know of, grass-fed bison. Grass-fed bison has just as much, almost as much omega-3s as salmon does, okay? The Eskimos in Greenland who have a diet high in omega-3s have very low inflammation and heart disease. These folks are eating very high-fat diets, a lot of meat, almost no vegetables and fruits because they just naturally haven't had them. So interesting, right? But why is this? It's their food's not contaminated, right? So the first step to fighting inflammation is to giving ourselves an oil change by increasing foods high in healthy fats like salmon, walnuts, avocados, olive oil, and reducing foods high in unhealthy fats like margarine, shortening, and fried foods. We go back to it, right? The endothelium. So we want to keep the endothelium happy. Partner with your doctor. This is an important step. If your doctor is coming to you straight out of their textbooks and just wanting to give you medicine and not considering, not sitting down and working with you on a plan to truly get healthy, find another doctor, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be on medicine. By all means, if your doctor has you on medicine, you should be on medicine. But you need to partner with your doctor. You need to find a doctor that's in line with your thinking, all right, and what you want to do and how you want to get healthy. It's all about self-care, not healthcare, all right? Healthcare is in a crisis in this country, and it's not really healthcare, folks. It's sick care, all right? Your doctor is usually prescribing sick care. You need to self-care for yourself. And you have to have the right mindset. Treat your doctor as a consultant, okay? They're consulting you on your health. You do not have to listen to everything they say. If your doctor tells you eat more chicken, for example, right? Get another opinion. If your doctor says there's no benefit to eating organic over conventional, get another opinion, all right? Get a doctor that has an opener mind that eats healthy. Oh, and by the way, if you go to a doctor that isn't healthy themselves, get another opinion. This is the way I feel about personal trainers and doctors. I want them to be in good shape. If I'm going to a personal trainer, I don't want the personal trainer to be overweight. Like, if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to teach me how to take care of me? I feel the same way about doctors and health professionals. They've got to set an example for us. All right? So partner with your doctor. Not what can I take? What can I do? All right? Don't have this mindset of what pill can I take to fix my problem? What can I do to fix my problem? All right? Listen. Get advice. All right? Exercise. Hey, we talked about the most important things to keeping that endothelium healthy is the food we eat and exercise. All right, exercise is super important, folks, right? No matter what type of exercise we do, we have to do something. All right? We have a class that we have in the gold and platinum program about exercise. I'm gonna have some really great guest speakers in that class. We're still building it right now as the time this is being recorded, but for many people it should already be there by the time you watch this. That course is going to give you lots of exercise options, and it's also going to talk about some of the science of exercise. Movers versus sitters. If you move around a lot, you have much less risk of Alzheimer's, You have improved vision and eye health, improved gum health, healthier skin, stronger, healthier heart, a healthier gut, and better joint health. All right, you need to work and develop a moving plan. There's three main components to this. The first one is strength training. Do something for strength training. It can be lifting weights. It can be doing push-ups. It could be, working your core. You should do maybe all of those. But don't go out and lift heavy weights if you've never lifted. I don't lift heavy weights. I have more muscle mass than I've had in my entire life at 45 years old. I don't lift heavy weights. I do a lot of body weight stuff. I do lighter weights, higher repetitions, and I do it more frequently, right? The next thing is endurance. Running, cycling, swimming, something for cardio. If you're at the point where you can't do any of those, just walk. Walk, do a hand bike, do something that works for you, recumbent bike, something to get yourself moving. Part 3 is flexibility, something for flexibility such as yoga. Make sure you're stretching every day. I found the older I get, the more I have to stretch. I spend about 10 minutes warming up before my strength workout and my cardio. So I'll do sometimes I do cardio first, sometimes I do strength first. It just depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I want to get in a spin class or something. So I need to get there a certain time. But I always do a 10-minute warm up and about a 10 to 15-minute cool down stretching. Also yoga is really great. I personally don't do enough yoga. I need to do more yoga. I need to personally incorporate more of that into my routine. So when we're developing this plan to get moving, it's important because it'll help that nitric oxide in our endothelium get that pharmacy going. All right. So first of all, you need to develop a fitness routine you're going to enjoy. The best exercise is the one that you're going to do. All right. If you hate to run, don't start running. All right. If you hate to cycle, don't start cycling. All right. Try different things though. If you are the type of person that you've never really exercised in your life, try different things. And no, if you want to go to classes like a Zumba class or a some sort of aerobic class or a spin class, spinning is a cycling class. Don't feel like you have to go there and perform like the people that have been going every day for the last 3 years. Go there and do what you can do. If you can only hang for 20 minutes of the class, hang for 20 minutes of an hour class. If you need to go slower than everybody else, go slower than everybody else. It's fine. The important thing is to get there and start doing it. When I started, my biggest endurance thing that I started doing about a year and a half into my journey was spin class. And I really burned a lot of calories. Really got the sweat going. And getting sweat going also helps to release toxins from your body, right? So the more you sweat, you're sweating out the toxins. And really, that spinning, when I first went to class, I was dying. I went there with a girlfriend. She drugged me there, and I was dying. But you know what? It's like one of my favorite exercises now. So I love the spin. If you want to try spinning, download the Peloton app. It'll cost you a little bit of money every month, but they've got great instructors. As a matter of fact, they've got great instructors for running or anything else like that. So try to get at least 20 minutes a day. I recommend 20 minutes to an hour total if you can, but start with 20 minutes, at least an hour. I do about an hour and a half a day. Try to move at least 6 days a week. Take 1 day to rest. Keep it interesting with a lot of variety. Don't just get stuck in one thing, all right? If that one thing is just walking right now because that's all you can do, that's fine. Pick up some weights, some light 2-3 pound dumbbells, whatever it is, but do it. You can do it anywhere, anytime, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay. You can also just get up and move around during the day. If you are in a desk job, get up, do some jumping jacks, move around a little bit, get up every so often. Don't just sit in your chair all day. All right. So start slow, start low and go slow. You got to build up. All right. If you just try to jump in there, if you, hey, I was a Marine, right? So for 8 years, I ran a ton, and then I got really out of shape. And what was really depressing for me was that I was looking back at what I used to be able to do. And it was so hard in my mind to not be able to just jump right back in and start running 3 to 5 miles every other day. The truth is, I don't run at all. I love running. I can't do it anymore because I just, the joint, knee, back stuff from when I was in the Marine Corps, it just doesn't work for me anymore. There's too much injury from doing that for me. So I found other things, right? I had to start out slow. Like I said, I just walked to the mailbox, walked a little bit past it. And that was hard for me. It was really hard for me, folks. But I did it. And now I look back. I look back at Daryl at 34 years old, and I can't even believe it was me. My wife sees that picture that you guys saw earlier. She's like, you just don't even look like the same person. She has trouble believing I was ever like that because I'm such a different person now. And the person I am now would never let myself get like that again. So you got to choose to move, consciously choose to move. Again, keeping your health top of mind. Keep it safe. Talk to your doctor before implementing any new physical fitness routine, and make it fun. Today we've talked about 5 steps you can take to make your health a hobby. Open your internal pharmacy to help your body make its own medicine. Reduce inflammation in your body by practicing traffic light eating, which you'll get into in the lean course. Eating anti-inflammatory foods like the healthy fats, the fruits, the vegetables. Partnering with your physician to begin the art of self-care, not healthcare/sick care, and implement a moving plan that works for you every day. Make your health your hobby, folks. You'll add years to your life. At this time, there's going to be a brief test quiz for you to take. After you've taken that quiz, we will move on to the last part of this class, which is explaining to you the other programs that we have to offer.